All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 653 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern Atlanta Falcons football, and I'm trying, everybody. I'm trying to make the podcast look as close to what it used to look like. Long story short, if you haven't checked out my last episode, my other computer that's over here is pretty much shot. I think I'm out of the whole PC gaming business, but I'll talk about that on my gaming channel. But my PC works, but it's very slow, and I just don't want to deal with the hassle. So my other PC, I got this set up, and this is going to be my media PC. So this PC is going to have to be running all of the stuff that's doing this now. And it works pretty well. So if I just keep it as this and not try to do everything on one computer, it's probably my fault. But that's what it is. But lesson learned. But nevertheless, enough of the inside baseball. Let's get into the show. Today, we're going to talk about the practice squad and the other transactions that we've made on this day, because a lot of moving and shaking, just like yesterday with all the cuts. We're going to talk about most of the practice squad guys. And it's kind of similar to the guys who was released, but like I said, we'll talk about them. And also, we're going to talk about Vantrease, our former quarterback for the Georgia Southern Eagles last year. He is now going to be on the squad with the, Georgia Southern Gameday sideline reporting. That is really awesome. And I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions about that as well. So that right there, I'm going to, just get into those two things. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. I'm still in the process of moving the podcast to another avenue, so please be patient. It's a lot going on for the past couple of days. I do apologize. But nevertheless, we're going to keep it moving and we're going to keep pushing. Also, I could be found on Twitter or X at VF Baller, and the website is firstandframerates.com, firstandframerates.com. So we're just going to go ahead and go right into it, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on everything. Today, we signed our practice squad guys, and it's fairly interesting, to be honest. It's not much here to really hang your hat on. Most of the guys who were waived, now I was wondering about this yesterday, because release versus waive, what does that mean? Most of the guys that are waived are pretty much going to be the guys that are going to be on the practice squad. So we waived Michael Abernathy. He's on the practice squad. Natron Brooks, he's on the practice squad. We waived Justin Schaefer. He's on the practice squad. Timmy Horn, Godwin, running back Godwin, Igbo, I cannot pronounce his name. I want to apologize. I think Laquel London was another one. Matthew Sexton, offensive tackle or offensive lineman Tyler Vrabel, Barry Wesley. I think he was waived. He was on the practice squad. Andre Smith, inside linebacker. Let me see. I'm looking here to see. I'm not 100% sure. I don't see him being waived, so I guess it's somebody we picked up. Outside linebacker Kimoko Teray, I think he's another one that we picked, that we unwaived. I don't see him on here either. Parker Hesse and Tucker Fisk and Xavier Malone. Those three guys were waived. So we picked up a couple of guys that were not on, that wasn't waived at the time. They were basically released. Kimoko Teray was released. Andre Smith was also released. So it's really interesting how, I guess it was a contract situation where it was a little bit different. So I can see how that played out or whatever. And but nevertheless, that's the guys that's on our practice squad. How do I feel about it? They're on the practice squad. I think any of these guys could step up at some point and possibly be on the 53-man roster. Definitely with Hess and Fisk. I mean, having those guys on the practice squad is actually, pretty much a steal. I'm surprised nobody else didn't pick them up. So, those guys can contribute right away if somebody when he's a tight end. Xavier Malone is a guy, wide receiver, that probably could use some work. Not saying that he's bad, but he could be polished up enough to possibly be on a 50-50-man squad. He's not a bad receiver. He looks like he can get past the defense. Just the only thing about that was he missed that catch at the Cincinnati Bengals game, and that would have put him on the map for sure. Kind of similar to how what's his name? Jarrett Benhart caught that touchdown pass against the Lions the year before. That was pretty awesome. We also end up signing Isaiah Prince to the active roster, so he's going to be the 53-man roster. I thought this was going to be more of a depth situation, but we end up releasing a guy on the offensive line as well as Joshua Miles. So I guess Isaiah Prince is going to be a guy that's, I would take it that he's better. He's played at Ohio State. He's a 6th round pick for 2019. I'm pretty sure that he's going to help out right away. So beefing up the offensive line a little bit because he's a big dude. He's like 6'7", 300 plus. 300, he's a big dude. So that's going to be somebody that's going to be probably helping right away because there's going to be a lot of rotation with the offensive line. So with that being said, we're looking solid, guys. Sunday's coming up right away, and we're going to be playing the Panthers. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. Also, we're going to talk about, that's pretty much it. I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we can add to this. The only thing I could really want to add to it is I'm actually surprised Tyler Vrabel is on the practice squad. It's going to be interesting how they work with him because Tyler Vrabel got a lot of Jalen Mayfield vibes for me based on his play. I don't know, if he could turn that around, but hey, they believe in him. So that's pretty much it for the practice squad. Look like we're in pretty good shape for the most part. And let's jump over to the Georgia Southern side of things. Kyle Vantrease, you see the picture if you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble. You see Kyle Vantrease sitting there with Danny Reed. I think it's Danny Reed's birthday. Happy birthday to Danny Reed. I mean, he's the voice of the Eagles. If you listen to Georgia Southern radio, when they're doing Georgia Southern football, he does a phenomenal job. And so we got Kyle Vantrease is going to be on the sideline. He's going to be a sideline reporter, or he's going to be doing some sideline insights for game day. That's going to be really cool. Let me tell you, this is going to be awesome. Well, he's not going to be a reporter. I'll take that back. I think I said that wrong. But it's going to be pretty cool to see how, this plays out because Vantrease is done in 1 year. He's done amazing work for the Georgia Southern Eagles. Played a quarterback, basically turned this program around with his arm, with his mind, with his body, the way he played football on the field. Not only that, just the way he actually carried himself on the field. So and off the field. So this is another great addition. At one point, I thought he was going to end up being in the NFL, which I'm actually surprised nobody's picked him up. I thought he could be a really good asset when it comes to playing in the NFL. He's a pretty decent, I'd say he's pretty decent to top tier quarterback in college, and turn down the turnovers. But I think he'd be fine if he was on an NFL roster. But nevertheless, he's going to sit down here in Statesboro and be a part of the crew. I'm going to tell you something, that's a little bit off topic a little bit. Statesboro itself is a beautiful place to be. A lot of people don't, think about it that much, but I lived there, for about 3 or 4 years outside once I left high school. And I loved every bit of it. I mean, it's one of the places that I would love to, it's one of the places that you would probably want to, retire from, or even if you live in there, if you just want peace. Because Statesboro is so laid back. It's not too far from Savannah if you want to go into the city. It's not too far from the beach if you want to go to the beach. It's not too far from Jacksonville if you want to go to South Carolina or Augusta. It's in a really good spot if you want to go to a lot of attractions. So it's a really cool deal. So I think that's one of the reasons why he probably stuck around. It's very hard to leave the area once you're there. And I catch myself going back there from time to time, whether it be for a football game or even when I'm going to Savannah, where I was born and raised. I go to Statesboro every now and then just to see, some things and, just reminisce on some things. Driving through the campus sometimes is really awesome. So with him being a part of the program still, and him giving more insight from his standpoint, being back on the field, and it's just going to be a really good angle or a really good outlook on his perspective or during the game. So that's going to be pretty awesome. So that's basically what we have here. We got the practice squad, and we have Kyle Vantrease going to be a part of the game day crew for Georgia Southern. I can't wait. They play the Citadel on this upcoming Saturday, and it's just going to be an awesome time, guys. It's just going to be really cool to see these guys going back out to compete. I'm going to be ready to watch the game. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be ready to watch the Falcons game as well. It's just going to be a really good time. So that's pretty much it. Not much to really talk about when it comes to the practice squad. I mean, who stands out? Don't see anything. Most of these guys was on the waiver. Well, I will say this before I go. I am actually surprised that JJ Arcega-Whiteside did not make the practice squad. That is actually that was actually that's probably like the most disappointing part of this. I really would have loved to see him on the team, but nevertheless, let's go ahead and get up out of here. If you like this commentary, the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think about the practice squad. Tell me what you think about Kyle Vantrease being an addition to the game day show or the game day team with Georgia Southern every week. Going, playing football for Georgia Southern. It's going to be really awesome to see him on the sideline conversating with Danny Reed and all the other guys. It's going to be pretty awesome. So I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Google Podcasts. Also, I can be found on X at VF Baller, and the website is firstandframerates.com. So I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to still work on this whole get up because I'm working with a new computer. I'm probably going to try to change a lot of things, and it's going to probably be a whole new look, probably starting Monday. I'm going to work on it throughout the weekend because I'm looking at my other computer right here, right now, and it's working. I'll put it like this. It's working. The internet's working, all this stuff, but my apps are just shot. So I'm probably just going to clean out the entire computer and probably just try to run some games on it or something. I don't know. But I'm going to get up out of here. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.